Okay, we're going to take a couple of minutes and just go through the differences between LB Pro and LB Lite, and we're just going to follow the comparison sheet that you see in this email. So if I take a look at the first thing, the rendering type, in LB Lite, we use background removal. What that means is we just put a black film over your image. You can see that we've got the main image. We simply put a black film over it, which I can change the darkness. And in order to come up with your rendering, when you add a fixture in, we simply remove that black background, okay? And this is your perfect example of what that looks like, okay? Now, in Pro, we use what we call vector cones, okay? So this gives a more direct, and I call this a visualization, a nighttime visualization. I don't consider this to be a rendering. This is a visualization of the design intention, okay? So that's the difference of the rendering type. Now, eraser tool is next on that comparison sheet. I cannot erase the beam. I can change the width, I can change the color, I can change the type, but I can't erase parts of the beam to show depth. I can change the opacity, so the brightness of that beam, which helps me show depth, but I can't erase parts of it like I can in light. As you can see, I've been able to use this eraser tool, and this is pretty interesting. When you see this, I'll go ahead and I'll reset the eraser tool. So that was showing then that this well light was actually behind this plant. Okay, so that's what the eraser tool is for in light. Beam options, we have beam options and beam type in both LB Pro and LB Lite. In LB Lite, I have a few more because it's a bit more design centric, but I have the ability to do up-down sconces, to do just downlights, to do just circles in both platforms. Again, this is a bit more robust in Lite than it is in Pro because Lite is a bit more design focused. I talk about holiday strings. As you can see, I do have strings in both. The one thing that's cool about Lite, though, is that I can actually bend those strings. I've got holiday strings in both of them, but I can bend them in Lite. Shapes, I've got shapes in both. They're in a couple of different places, but I do have shapes in both. I've got wiring in both. So if we go into the overhead image, which is where I like to do wiring. Let's see if there's an overhead image here. I'm still in Pro. Yep. We can do overhead images in both Pro and Lite. And I've got wires and shapes in both of them. And I'm connected to Google Maps in both of them. So I can pull these overhead images right from inside the app. I don't have to go anywhere. I've got audio components in both of them. However, my audio components are more 3D high def in here, whereas opposed to here, they would just be audio symbols, like an audio tower there, okay? Company cam features, have a lot of them in LB Pro, don't have any in LB Lite. So if you're using company cam, honestly, LB Pro can replace that for you at less of a cost, plus you get all of this other stuff. Groundwork is something else that we just have in LB Pro that allows you to share this project before you ever even talk to a client. You can have them upload images of their home and videos directly into LB Pro. So that's a really cool feature. That pays for itself over and over again. If you can have 99% of that project designed before you ever set foot on it. Proposal creation. So that's the main difference between Pro and Lite, is that in Pro, you can create proposals and have specific products inside of them so you know your exact parts list. We don't have any of that in Lite. Lite is just rendering / design. And on top of that, then we have all of this back end. I can have multiple team accounts inside of Pro. Inside of Lite, it's just one account per user, but in Pro, you get limitless accounts. And you can give people different access into those accounts with those security levels. And that is where our back-end portal comes into play, is that we have that back-end portal to control all of that. Cost, $59 a month for Pro, unlimited users, or for Lite, $29 a month per user. With Pro, you can get a full rebate if you buy over $25,000 in product from Lighting Boss. We sell product too. That's how we keep the lights on, is by selling product. And quite frankly, we are the best lighting distributor in the country because we're the most knowledgeable, and we have softwares like this that nobody else does. So no rebate with Lite again, but it's just $29 a month. So if you have any more questions about the specific differences, make sure you set yourself up with a trial for both. 3 free days for Lite and 30 free days for Pro, or you can call and talk to a boss anytime.